Hello and welcome to This Is Paris, as Marco Verratti looks ahead to the make-or-break Champions League clash against Red Star Belgrade. We chat to women's team captain IRENE Paredes about life in Rouge et Bleu. And then we take you on the road to Serbia with Les Rouges et Bleus, all the way to the Maracanã Stadium, looking for a place in the last 16. It's a Champions League week for Marco Verratti and Paris Saint-Germain. With everything riding on this final game, the Italy midfielder looks back on what has been a passionate campaign, including a return to Italy against Napoli.
I have already played friendlies against Italian sides, and it's really nice. Nice to return to Italy to play a match like this, an important match. But I think playing in Napoli is always nice. They have great fans. We played a great match there, and it was nice to catch up with friends, the coach Ancelotti. It was a real pleasure.
Since joining Paris Saint-Germain in 2012, Marco Verratti has scored 8 goals for the Rouge et Bleu. But when is he going to break his drought this term?
I don't know when that first goal will come. First of all, I am playing a bit deeper this season. I know it's important for the team to score goals, but we are scoring a lot. We have one of the best attacks in the world, and we don't need me scoring from midfield. The strikers are scoring a lot, and we have to concentrate on defending as well. Often, we play with 4 attackers with Di Maria in midfield, who is very offensive. And it's not a problem as long as we are winning. It doesn't matter if I'm not scoring.
Paris Saint-Germain take on Red Star Belgrade, and a win will see them through to the last 16 of the Champions League, with the chance of finishing top of a very good group.
When you qualify from a group as tough as this, it gives you a lot of confidence. You have played some huge matches against great sides. Liverpool were in the final of the Champions League last year and could have won it. Of course, we have to get out of a tough group, but we have one more very tough game. A very important game to go. But if we qualify in first place, that will be very important for the future in the competition and very important for our confidence. These matches are references. We know how good we can play when we play as a team. I think they are unbeaten at home now for 17 or 18 matches, and they are very strong in their own stadium. A different team from the one that we played here in Paris. But we can't forget that first game. We have to see what we can improve on. We have to use it as a benchmark. But it will be a very different game in Belgrade. We aren't going there thinking we're going to win 6-1 like we did here. We have seen that they are difficult matches. When Liverpool played there, when Napoli played there. But we can't afford to drop any points in Belgrade. If we want to do something big in this Champions League, we have to win. And in terms of our determination, our attitude, we have to match them. And then, with our tactics, our individualities, we can get the upper hand. But I repeat, the most important thing will be our mentality, because they're going to give it everything. We also have to know that on the 11th of December against Red Star Belgrade, we need to be physically and mentally in top form, and we need to win that match, for us, for the fans, and for the club.
Parfait.
Paris Saint-Germain made a cameo appearance in the United States before an NBA game between the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets in the Big Apple. The two NBA franchises were celebrating French Heritage Night at Madison Square Garden and used the opportunity to celebrate this season's collaboration between Paris Saint-Germain and Jordan. Former Parisian and New York Red Bull striker Peggy Luyendula joined countrymen and NBA stars Frank Ntilikina and Nicolas Batum to perform a pre-game jersey swap before the Hornets defeated the New Yorkers 119 to 107. In her third season with the Paris Saint-Germain women's team, Spain international defender IRENE Paredes is a key component of the Rouge et Bleu backline. This is Paris went and met the 27-year-old in her home, away from home, Saint-Germain-en-Laye.
I am very happy here. It's a very pretty city, very easy to live here. I often go to Paris, but I like walking around here where it's nice and calm. I like to speak French. It's a lot like Spanish, so after about 4 months, I was able to start expressing myself.
This season, the club has signed a number of new players from all over the world, but the language barrier is no obstacle to the excellent team spirit.
It's all going very well. It's easy. When you sign here, you know you're going to meet a lot of players from different countries. But everyone has the same objective, give their maximum to win trophies.
Named Spanish Player of the Year for 2018, Paredes has regularly worn the captain's armband for head coach Olivier Echouafny.
We share it around a little, but it's important. It represents a lot for me. That things are working well, the coach has shown his confidence in me, and that is very important. I tried to do my best for the group, to get along well with everyone. I haven't shouted yet. If there's a problem, I try to talk, to find out the reason and to try and solve it. But we are adults, we know how it works, how to talk to one another. You don't have to be a dictator. Everyone has their own way of dealing with things.
Last season against Lyon, IRENE Paredes and her teammates won the Coupe de France, a first trophy for the Spaniard with Les Rouges et Bleus.
It was great, magnificent. It wasn't just because it was a win over Lyon, but we won the Coupe de France, a first trophy. It gave us a lot of confidence. Now we know that we can beat anyone on our day. It's fantastic when the ultras are there, cheering us on, giving us that extra bit of strength. We thank them and everyone that comes to cheer us on. It's great. It gives us a real boost. I hope you enjoyed this walk, and I hope to see more and more of you at our games to encourage us.
Ici c'est Paris.
Derby day for the Paris Saint-Germain women's team as Olivier Echouafny's side took on neighbours Paris FC in driving rain at the Stade Robert Baudin. A derby that Les Rouges et Bleus haven't lost in 5 years. After Paris's 5-1 win in the first meeting this season, the home side was looking for revenge. And they opened the scoring after just 6 minutes through Linda Sällström.
It's true, the conditions weren't really easy. They scored early, so it was a little bit tough. But we stayed focused and managed to find an equaliser.
From a Wang Shuang free kick, Paulina Dudek equalised for Les Rouges et Bleus. The Chinese playmakers' delivery from set pieces was perfect as Kadidiatou Diani gave Paris the lead just before the break after a corner from the Asian Player of the Year. In the second half, Diani netted her second as Paris Saint-Germain completed the double. And a 3-1 victory, Eshouafni's Chargers stay second in the standings, 2 points behind leaders Lyon.
I think our mental strength was a big factor in this match today. We really stuck together and that was great. We fought back really well after their goal and got a deserved win.
A win in the derby counts. Winning is all that counts in a derby. But despite the conditions and that early goal we conceded from a set piece, the girls showed plenty of character and pride to come back quickly. It was great. Our second half was really encouraging on many levels. Good intensity, aggressivity, plenty of fight, and in the end, we got our reward with a great third goal. Still to come on This Is Paris, Les Rouges et Bleus are on the road to Serbia and a showdown against Red Star Belgrade with top spot in Group C and a place in the last 16 of the Champions League up for grabs. On Monday morning, the day before their Matchday 6 UEFA Champions League clash away to Red Star Belgrade, the Paris Saint-Germain squad all got together at the airport north of the capital before jetting out to Serbia. A win and Les Rouges et Bleus would be on their way into the knockout stages of the competition for the 7th year in a row.
Faz essa câmera aí, caralho. Tô falando merda.
Touchdown in Serbia, and as is so often the case, the locals were out in force to catch a glimpse and perhaps an autograph or a selfie from the stars in Rouge et Bleu. It was straight to the team hotel, and then 24 hours before the game, the squad headed to the famous Maracanã to train one last time and fine-tune preparations for the match. The Paris Saint-Germain under-19 side were also in Belgrade for their final match of the group stage of the UEFA Youth League. Les Titis Parisiens came into the final round of matches level on points with Liverpool at the top of the section. But the Reds' win over Napoli earlier in the day meant that no matter the result in Belgrade, Thiago Motta's side were sure to finish second in Group C and head into the last 16 playoff round. Still looking to finish on a positive note, Paris made a bright start, carving out a host of early chances as Ruben Providence set up Adil Aouchiche for the first chance. Early in the second half, Omar Yessien saw his inspired chip float just wide. On the hour mark, Will César Matimbo kept his side in the contest with a great save to deny Burmaz. It was the young goalkeeper's first start in the competition. And then, with 7 minutes left to play, Arnaud Calimuendo came off the bench and took full advantage of a mistake from the keeper to score the only goal of the game, as it finished 1-0 to Paris Saint-Germain.
For us, the result wasn't the most important thing today. We wanted to play well, and we knew it was going to be a very tough game. The weather conditions weren't easy, but that was the same for both teams. We stood up to the physical challenge. We played our technical, aggressive game, and it paid off with that late winner.
Everyone is committed to the cause, especially in these big games. Will played for the first time today, and we're proud of him, like we're proud of the whole team. Match day in Belgrade. The chance for This Is Paris to catch up with former Rouge et Bleu forward and Serbia international Marko Pantelic. The 40-year-old now runs a bar in the capital. When he was just 17, he arrived in France in 1997, an experience he's never forgotten.
I opened a cafe where I can sit with my friends and watch a lot of football. A lot of Paris Saint-Germain matches. This is our place. It was an incredible time for me. Paris Saint-Germain will always have a special place in my heart. I always watch the Paris games, and I am a big fan of Paris Saint-Germain. And I take this opportunity to say hello to all supporters, everyone that loves Paris. Now, they know that they also have a fan in Belgrade. Not tonight, but in all other matches, and I hope that they make it to the Champions League final this year. For sure, it will be a very difficult match. Inside the stadium, you will feel the energy of 65,000 supporters, and the players will give 150% on the pitch. And if Paris aren't 100% focused, or think that they will have an easy match, well, it won't be like that.
Paris Saint-Germain took on Red Star Belgrade for just the second time in their history after the 6-1 win at the Parc des Princes back on match day 2 of the current Champions League campaign. Undefeated in their last 4 European matches, Thomas Tuchel's side needed a win to have the chance of finishing top of Group C should Napoli slip up in Liverpool. The German coach went with Buffon in goal. Kimpembe started in the centre of defence alongside captain Thiago Silva, with Marquinhos stepping into midfield once again with Marco Verratti. Neymar and Mbappe flanked Edinson Cavani in attack, El Matador's 50th Champions League appearance for Les Rouges et Bleus. I was confident because my players have a lot of experience and were confident coming into the game. They love these types of matches in the Champions League. We prepared very calmly, but very clearly, precisely. There was a lot of pressure on us, so we needed to focus on our objective. It was Paris that dominated the opening exchanges, and it wasn't long before they were in front. Verratti releasing Mbappe, whose speed made the difference. The World Cup winner crossing for Cavani to open the scoring. The 29th Champions League goal for the club's all-time top scorer.
We answered the challenge well today. We knew it was going to be a very tough match, and that it was important to score that first goal quickly. We started the match with the right mentality. We were motivated to play well and score goals.
It was very important for us to fight hard for that first goal, because if Red Star had scored first, it might not have been impossible, but it would have been a lot harder.
It wasn't all out attack either. The coach gave us a game plan and we respected it to the letter. We were aggressive on the ball and passed the ball very quickly when we had it. We caused them problems and took our chances.
5 minutes before half-time, Kylian found Neymar and the Brazilian's talent did the rest. The Paris number 10 has been directly involved in 16 goals in 13 continental matches for the capital club. Paris led 2-0 at the break. But in the second half, CRVENA ZVEZDA looked for a way back into the game, and in the 55th minute they were rewarded when Gobeljic fired home.
We never doubted, but I think their goal woke us up. We were a bit too relaxed at the start of the second half, and they were determined to get back into the game. They really tried hard, but after their goal, we stayed solid and we took back control.
With 15 minutes left to play, it was Marquinhos that met Angel Di Maria's free kick. A crucial goal for the Brazilian. That restored Paris's 2-goal advantage. I'm very happy for Marquis. He really deserved that goal. He's been extraordinary for us so far this season. He really is an incredible footballer, one of the best players in this position and a key player for us. In stoppage time, Neymar played in Kylian Mbappe. The Frenchman now involved in 14 goals in 12 Champions League matches. While Liverpool's win over Napoli means that Paris Saint-Germain go through top of the section and into the last 16 for the 7th year in a row, as the match here in the Maracanã finished 4-1.
We're very happy. The aim was to qualify, which we did in style. So we head back to Paris with the job well done.
I'm very happy that we finished top of the section. Very proud because today we played a really big match. I always say a long voyage starts with the first step, and we took that first step tonight.
I'm very proud of my players, my coach and our supporters, because it wasn't easy for them to get here.
We deserved to win and to score a lot of goals. It was extraordinary.
4-1, qualified.
Ici c'est Paris.